On March 3rd, a small Minecraft streamer with less than 800 followers went live at 9 p.m. He said it would be a normal survival stream, nothing special. 6 hours later, his camera was still recording. His character was still standing in the game. But he was gone, and to this day, nobody has explained what happened in between. Stick around because by the end of this video, you're going to see the actual chat logs from that night. And I promise you, it doesn't add up. His name, or at least the name he used online, was Fenrix92. Small channel, maybe 40 people watching on a good night. He mostly played modded survival, nothing unusual. That night, he loaded into a new world, using a seed someone in his Discord had sent him, apparently found in an old modding forum, with a comment underneath it that just said, "Don't stay past midnight in-game." Fenrix laughed about it on stream. Read the comment out loud. Said something like, "Well, now I have to see what happens." Viewers in chat were joking along with him. Nobody thought anything of it. For the first 2 hours, everything was completely normal. He built a shelter, fought a few mobs, talked to chat about his day. Then, around hour 3, something in the chat log changes. At 11:47 p.m., according to the saved VOD, Fenrix stopped responding to chat mid-sentence. Not lagging. Not AFK. His character was still moving, walking in a straight line toward a nearby cave, but his mic had gone completely silent. For nearly 4 minutes, viewers watched his character walk deeper into the cave while chat spammed questions. "You good, bro? Is your mic broken?" No response. Then, at 11:51, his voice came back, but, according to several viewers who were watching live, it didn't sound quite right. Slower, flatter. He said, and I'm reading this directly from an archived clip. "Sorry, got distracted. Did you guys hear that too?" Nobody in chat had heard anything. From that point on, several viewers say the stream felt different. Not dramatic, just off. Fenrix started narrating things that weren't happening on screen. At one point he said, "Okay, I see you standing there," while his character was alone in an empty cave. No mobs nearby, nothing visible on the shared screen. Chat started asking if it was a bit of joke for the stream. He never confirmed either way. At 1:14 a.m., the game's built-in chat, the in-game text box, not his streaming chat, logged a message. It wasn't sent by Fenrix's account. It wasn't sent by any known player on the server. The message read, "You shouldn't have used that seed." Fenrix's mic picked up a sharp breath. Then silence for 11 seconds. Then he laughed, but several viewers in the replay comments described that laugh as wrong. By 2 a.m., viewer count had actually grown. People were sharing clips, dragging friends into the stream to see what was happening. At 2:41 a.m., Fenrix said his final full sentence on stream. "I don't think I'm the one playing anymore." His character stopped moving, just stood there, facing a wall inside the cave. The mic stayed open. You could hear background noise, a fan, maybe a door somewhere in his house. For the next 3 hours and 20 minutes, nothing happened. No movement, no talking. Just an open mic, an idle character, and a slowly shrinking, then growing, then shrinking again viewer count as people came and went, convinced it was some elaborate stunt. At 6:02 a.m., the stream ended. Not manually, it simply cut off, the way a stream does when the source disconnects. Fenrix never posted again. His Discord went inactive. His last online status, according to people in his server, was recorded a few hours after the stream ended, briefly online, then gone, and never seen again. Here's where it gets stranger. Someone in his community managed to get a copy of the world file, the actual Minecraft save from that stream before his account and channel eventually disappeared entirely from the platform. When they opened it, the cave Fenrix had walked into wasn't a natural cave generation. It had been hand-built. Symmetrical walls, a single carved-out room at the very center, with nothing in it except a sign. The sign had one line of text. It had his real name on it, not his username. His actual first name, something he had never once said on stream, not in 3 years of content. Nobody in his community had that information. Nobody could explain how it ended up written on a sign, inside a world. generated from a random seed sent by a stranger on a forum. To this day, that seed still circulates in small Minecraft Discord servers. A few people claim to have tried it. Most say nothing happens. But every few months, someone posts a clip. Says something felt off after a couple hours in that world. We reached out to try to verify more of this story, and what we found next was enough that we're making it its own video. If you want the seed number, and the second half of this story, let me know in the comments. Because, trust me, it doesn't end here. Here's what we found when we started digging deeper. Fenrix wasn't the only one. Over the past 2 years, we found at least 6 other cases, small streamers, different platforms, different countries, where something almost identical happened. A borrowed seed, a quiet stream, and then, hours in, the exact same shift in behavior. None of these streamers knew each other. Most had under 1,000 followers, and none of them had any real reason to fake something like this, since they simply didn't have the audience to make it worth the effort. But when we lined up the seed numbers from each case, the actual numeric codes used to generate these worlds, something strange showed up. They weren't random. Each seed, when converted using the same method Minecraft uses internally, pointed to almost the exact same spawn coordinates. Different worlds, different players, but the same starting point, down to a difference of only a few blocks. Statistically, that shouldn't happen by accident. So here's a theory, and we want to be clear that this is a theory, not a confirmed fact. What if these aren't different seeds at all? What if they're the same location, generated over and over? Seeded deliberately by whoever, or whatever, first created it. Not a bug, not a coincidence, but a single place in the game's math. Built to be found again and again by different people at different times. A digital location that isn't tied to one world file, but to the number itself, something that exists the moment you type that seed in. No matter which version of the game, or which device you're using. If that's true, it would explain why the sign in Fenrix's world had his real name on it. It wasn't reading data from his account. It was reading something about him the moment he arrived, the same way it apparently did for every other streamer on our list. We reached out to 2 of the other streamers from these cases. One never responded. The other sent back a single message, then blocked us completely. The message said, "How do you know about the seed? We never told them we had a seed number. We only asked about their stream. We're not going to post that seed number in this video, not yet. If you've had something happen in your own world that felt like this, a sign with information it shouldn't have had, a moment where the game felt like it was responding to you specifically, tell us in the comments. We're building a timeline, and right now, yours might be the missing piece. Because the more of these we find, the more it looks like a pattern, and patterns always have a source. We'll be back with what we find next.